Welcome back to another Sunday walk video, except I'm not walking today. It is raining out and I am still traveling, so I thought I'd do something different tonight. But you know what? We have a lot of exciting things to talk about, so let me share them. Obviously, we just had the very big Trump conference happen at Bitcoin 2024, right? It's been very hyped up, and I was very hopeful of it. I listened to it. I was driving at the time. I was not at the convention because I had to leave. But I had it streamed. I was watching it, listening to it the whole time. It went a lot longer than I thought. But overall, I was underwhelmed, if I'm being honest, because obviously the day before we had RFK come on and say some pretty bullish things about what he would do if he became president, and that is to order the Treasury Secretary to not only take the 200,000 Bitcoin that we have from the Department of Justice, but also to just buy Bitcoin, buy $500 or 500 Bitcoin per day until we had like 4 million in the Treasury, right? Like something like definitive. You know, whether or not he could have truly made that happen, but that's what he's saying, right? So I kind of expected Trump to be even more aggressive. So, I mean, he said a lot of stuff here and there, which made a lot of sense, but nothing like as definitive as that. But overall, I say it's still pretty bullish. He said he's going to free Ross, enough time. He has served enough time. Also, he wants to make Bitcoin mining, well, basically make the United States the premier place for Bitcoin mining. So that's good. But he didn't really go into detail like what he was going to do exactly, right? He did mention he's going to fire Gary Gensler day one. That's pretty good. He got a loud cheer from the audience, right? So that's good. And he said a few other things too. Basically, there was one part where he was trying to make a comparison, like during his last 4 years as president, Bitcoin went up like 5,000% or something like that. And then the last 4 years, it went up only like 50%. Like, I don't think the crowd really bought that because obviously different periods, and Bitcoin was much younger back when he was president, right? So that didn't really do much. He said a lot of other stuff, kind of vague, and also not very clear. But overall, he's like basically promising that, you know, under him, you know, the whole industry is going to be a lot better. He did say that he was going to hire a lot more friendly crypto people. He wanted to create some kind of Bitcoin and crypto, like I don't know, advisory group, right? Stuff like that. Overall, and then afterwards, you know, they said that there was a special guest, right? I thought for sure everyone in attendance, and I thought for sure it was gonna be Elon, but it wasn't because he was in Nashville. It turned out to be Senator Loomis, and she like continued on after he left, which is weird because I thought he would say it. But basically, she was saying that they will be, well, there's plans to make a strategic reserve and fill it with Bitcoin and have it there for 20 years and then use that to sell to pay down the deficit, right? So I don't know, like, to me, that was okay. Again, I think it was like up to 2 million Bitcoin in the next 20 years, and then the only reason what they would sell is to pay off the deficit, which overall I guess is good, right? But it's not, again, like what RFK said or what a lot of others thought, which was to just start backing the USD with Bitcoin, or just to start hoarding Bitcoin because we believe in it. This is more of like a strategy to pay down our deficit, which of course is good. We want to stop the deficit from ballooning up even more, but I guess my point is the sole reason to buy Bitcoin is to pay down the deficit. I don't know. I would have preferred something better than that, right? Again, and the thing is, she was saying instead of Trump, which is weird too. It seems like it was like a late add-on or something like that. Anyways, those are my 2 cents about what happened at the conference with Trump. Could have been better, I think, but overall it wasn't bad. There was nothing bad that he said. I think the only thing he didn't realize was at the Bitcoin conference it was like Bitcoin focus, Bitcoin maxi. So he kept referring to crypto a lot, right? And I think a lot of people didn't like that. But you know, he did his best saying Bitcoin, crypto. So overall, I say it's pretty good. But it wasn't so bullish, and that's why we didn't see Bitcoin pump up to the moon, right? If he said something definitively himself, like, I'm going back to USD with Bitcoin, I'm going to start buying Bitcoin, you know, immediately from day one or whatever, like anything more bullish, I think we would have saw Bitcoin pump up to the moon, right? But because it was kind of vague and so forth, we didn't see that. But you know what? It didn't bring Bitcoin down either. This was the only one in recent memory that Bitcoin actually go down. The last 2 years during the conference, we actually saw Bitcoin tank. So obviously there was some manipulation at play, people trying to drive Bitcoin down on purpose. This one we didn't. We actually held steady and went higher. Like right now, we're at $69,000. So we're getting close to breaching 70,000 and getting back to 73,000. So we're really close to our previous high, guys. It may not seem like it because I know the alts are still down, but Bitcoin is getting very, very close to getting its previous high, right? So we are definitely moving up. The momentum is still going up, upwards direction, and that is what we really want to see. We're not in August yet, but we know that there are many catalysts that are right around the corner, right? So far, Ethereum ETFs have not been. Unfortunately, Grayscale continues to sell, right? But in the end, it's going to be a good thing because the other ETFs will make up for the Grayscale selling. Solana ETFs probably right around the corner. Bitcoin ETFs with BlackRock continue to onboard and inflow more and more Bitcoin. These are all fantastic stuff. And then the rate cut is coming soon. Gary Gensler being fired, right? These are all great things to look forward to. Other than that, not really much else. I would say overall, I've already reflected on the conference, but the conference itself was fantastic. I know the prices for tickets were still high, but I would say this has been the best conference I've been so far. Even counting the ones I've been to, like Token 2049 earlier this year, Consensus, the Bitcoin conference before, Paris Blockchain Week, Sui Basecamp. This has been by far the best, the biggest crowd, the most retail in the space, and overall, it's just a good time overall. My feel about Nashville, I think Nashville is definitely not the Vegas of Midwest. I don't know why people say that. Nowhere close. But I could see how people like Nashville, very country vibe. A lot of people out in the streets. It's a nice small city, right? A lot of music, bars, and you know, that's what you're into. And then of course you got a mountainside and stuff outside of the city. So I can see why people like it, but it's no Vegas, and it's certainly no Miami. But I had a good time, and I do think that the Bitcoin conference is definitely one worth going to if some of you guys are trying to decide to go, right, to a conference in the future. And this time with Trump here and with RFK and Saylor, I mean, you had massive lines out the door, people waiting, and people got their money's worth. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything. As for me, I'm still going to be traveling for this next week, so not going to be very consistent with my streams. I'll still do like videos like this. It's hard to see, but I'm like completely sunburned. Today I was walking out the whole day. I was completely shot. I came home or to the hotel and I just like slept for like 5 hours in the middle of the day. I'm still kind of tired now. But it is raining, and unfortunately it's going to be raining the whole week, it seems like. So, but you know what? I still need need some rest. Going to be hanging out with the family more this week. So I'll see. I'll see what I can do about, you know, educating you guys more on Bitcoin and crypto, and hopefully soon after I upload this video, we're going to get 70,000 Bitcoin and beyond. We are slowly moving up. It's just a matter of time, right? And everyone I've met this week, they all thank me for just helping them HODL and DCA, and that's really the only strategy you need. HODL and DCA, that's it. It works. Trust me. And new highs are coming. That's it. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye-bye.